All I can say is, ooh, wee. Donald Sterling, huh? The owner of what I believe to be the LA Clippers, a racist. First of all, number one, what trips me out is why is America literally appalled at this man's words? The majority of billionaires in this country all have the same sentiments. They are the 1%. They are the movers and shakers. And they are the ones who make contributions to different programs and stuff because they want to try to remove that image. But, you know, behind closed doors, you really truly get to hear the real them. You really truly do. And I keep trying to tell you people over and over again, it is hard for a white person to understand racism or discrimination of blacks in this country. It is hard. Now, I think it was some time ago that there was a white man from up north. And I think he did an experiment some time ago. And he had, somehow he had got his skin somewhere along the color of mine, or maybe a little darker, and changed his hair, and he came down to the south. And what was stated was the psychological oppression and the things that he had to deal with. He just don't know how that blacks can bear it. But he had to change his skin and change his hair in order to experience the black experience in this country. I just don't understand it. First of all, we were brought over here against our will by slave ships, by European slave ships. And believe me, I know the Jews were the one ultimately behind it because they are the one who funded it. And a lot of people ask the question, well, Pastordowell, who sold your people into slavery? You know, that's how ignorant and stupid people are when they don't have any understanding of history. I ask you this simple question. Is there a difference between a Mexican and a Puerto Rican? Yes or no? You may not see a difference, but go ask them. There's a difference in their culture. Are there a difference between Jews and Europeans? Yes or no? You may not think it's a difference, but go ask them. Are there a difference between Italians and whites? You may not think that there's a difference, but go ask them. See, wisdom is too high for a fool. And I keep trying to tell you that this racism spirit is alive and it's well. It don't shock me because I know that's what's in the hearts of these rich people that rule this world. It's just that you all people act like you all appalling and elated and just beside yourself, elated the wrong way, beside yourself because these revelations of these people are hard to come out. The blacks in this country are not appalled at all. But the people who are Hamites, quote unquote Africans, but they originally were called Hamites. They are the ones who sold my people, the Hebrews, into slavery to the Europeans. That's why when you go back and look at some of the ancient documents, it says, it'll say 5 or 10 black Hebrews, meaning Ibos or Hebrews for sale, which now Google has made sure they've done everything to eradicate that information from your mind. And then they'll call them Hebrews, just flat out in some of the slave sales. You have to understand, we are in an information war, and it's up to the powers that be to do everything they can to keep certain information away from you because, you know, I like, for instance, the white brothers and sisters that fellowship and associate with us. There's not a racist bone in their body. I know it's hard for many of you people to understand, but it's just the truth. As well as the blacks. Because if we detect any type of racism or discrimination against another race, I'm going to use that term race, even though it's really a sorry word to use. But since, you know, I guess since everybody's used to using it, we'll use it. They will simply be put out of the Straightway Truth ministry because we don't tolerate that mess in any way, shape, fashion, or form. But this is no news to any of us. And you people, I know that many of you people don't know the difference between a Hamite and a Shemite. See, I am a Shemite. I know it's hard for you to understand. No, I am not Semitic. That's just a word that they made up for people who are not even part of that land, who never originated from that land, who never came from that land, and who has no genetic link whatsoever at all for the people of that land. that you call Jews, Khazarian Jews. And of course, now the whole world's jacked up through religion. But this stuff ain't appalling. Yeah, they're going to can his rear end and stuff. The NBA has banded him for life as an owner. He might as well, he's a billionaire. He might as well take his money and run. But I don't understand the mindset of a lot of these rich white people today. Why is it that you so discriminate against black folks, but yet and still you will rape the women and kill the men, and then have all type of mulatto babies by them? Yet you hate them and can't stand them, call them monkeys, dogs, and everything else. It just don't, it's nonsensical to me. But then you'll turn around and you'll date a Hispanic woman who is a woman of color, and their culture is of color. And because they have a little bit of white mixed in them and stuff, what is it that you're not racist against this? I don't understand this. And then the idea of being seen with blacks is just literally just out of the question and off the chain. I tell you what. The Hasatan is really, really, really affecting the minds of the simple-minded people. I mean, he's got a lot of people. And it's utterly amazing to me. You know, as a young boy growing up, and I've dated a few white women. I've had white men, and I was just a teenage boy, actually drew guns on me, put guns in my face. And I've done nothing to them. And of course, you know, I guess their daughters didn't realize that their father was going to be that way. It's just unbelievable. And I had made a vow to myself, the next one to draw a gun in my face, he better kill me. I did that at a young age, because if I'm going to do everything I can to take that damn gun away from me, and I'm going to shoot him in the face. Because I will not be threatened by a firearm in my face again. I'm going to be willing to go to death the next time somebody put a gun in my face. And that's a vow that I made. Because I'm telling you, I'm not, that my ancestors may have had a lot of whips on their back and on their ass, but this is a new generation. I'll be damned if Pastordowell's going to have a whip on his back and on his ass. You can forget that. That ain't going to happen. One of us or both of us will die that day. I promise you that. And then people don't understand why my passion is the way that it is. When you got people like this that's discriminated and they're full of this hateful spirit, it's only a matter of time before they hate you. You see, it's all about control and rulership. And that's the reason why, you know, that the black people constantly over and over and over again harper on reparations. Because America is the only civilized nation, Western nation, that has never, ever, ever repented for slavery. How in the world is America turning around paying all these Jews in this nation that they created called Israel billions and billions and billions of dollars every year? And then we got the slaves in this country that didn't even get their 40 acres and a mule like was promised to them. And yet we throw it out on the side of the street and stuff, only to end up back up under the tyranny and under the auspices and the rule of the white man, and then barely able to make ends meet because we was not privileged coming up. And this is history that people keep from you. And people often wonder, well, Pastordowell, you know, and you know, you watch the racists, the subtle racism in people. You know, I can talk about the plight of the black people in this country. No doubt we the minority in this country. And you look and see every time you turn around, and I know the reason why things are happening to us, because we're under the curses of the Bible, what the Bible says. But I aim to reverse the curses, at least on my end, by being obedient to the Most High. But we are definitely under the curses, and we're the people of the book. So go read Deuteronomy 28 and see what nation of people fits that. And then when you get to Deuteronomy 28:68, when he says, and you shall be brought into Egypt again by ships, find out what culture is that's talking about. Find out who that is. The Bible is true. And I will say it once, I say it again, I'll say it 1,000 times. The Bible is right and somebody's wrong. You pay attention to people who's questioning about this. I'm just presenting history from this perspective and viewpoint because I can speak to this. And if I'm talking about white history, I'll speak to that. I'm talking about even all the detriments and the negatives that come along with my particular people. I speak to that as well. It's just that many of you people don't follow me close, and you don't know. You do not know who I am. But the first thing that happens is something is triggered in the justifiable heart of racism that is inside of you. And then you think that Pastordowell is actually promoting racism simply because you don't know me. You don't know me. But I know one thing. I know one thing for sure. Many of you people who seem to be so shocked and appalled, all that's being showed to you is what we, the blacks in this country, have known all along.